Hey, I thought we'd have a little, I can't find my other one, my single one, but I thought we'd go for, oh look, it still works, a little Christmas cheer, since it's Christmas. Isn't it pretty? You really can't see it. Let me just, there you go. I don't know how well you can see it. I couldn't find my other one, I don't know where it is, it's here somewhere. But I figured since we were talking about Christmas, I'd show a little Christmas cheer. Here we go. James Patterson, 19th Christmas. And I gotta sneeze. So, welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina, Kristina. This is where we read books and talk books and just enjoy, no special effects, no theme music, no special anything. So it's probably why my channel is doing so poorly. I have, as of yet, to reach 200 subscribers. I thought I would reach 1,000 by last Christmas. Well, Jesus, I can't even reach 200. So anyways, if you could please like and subscribe, I'd most appreciative. Hello, little girl. Are you coming here? Are you coming here? Come here. I would most appreciative, and if you could stay subscribed for a little bit, I would appreciate it, because every time I get a few subscribers, like let's say I get 5 or 6, then 8 or 9 of you unsub, and I end up in the negative category. So, in honor of Christmas in April, thank you. Maybe the late Easter present, or early May present, or was it July present? So anyways, we are talking the 19th Christmas, and it is the week before Christmas, well, like 4 days before Christmas. And our 4, Lindsay is the detective sergeant in the San Francisco Police Department, and her husband is Joe, and her friend is Cindy, who writes a newspaper column, who's involved with Brady. And we don't see too much of Claire in this one at all. Very, very, very little Claire. And Yuki is our attorney, and Claire, as I said before, is the medical examiner. And we have Brady and Jacoby, and Conklin. Conklin is her partner, is Lindsay's partner, but he's also Cindy's love interest husband. So we've got those things going on. And then this is, like I said, it's the Christmas season. It's a few days before Christmas, and all 4 couples are planning to have a Christmas, and it doesn't go so well. So Lindsay and Rich are shopping for Christmas presents for their spouses, and they're in the mall, and apparently it was entirely set up. I do not know how the bad guys knew that the good guys would be there, or whatever was going down, but it was all so perfectly timed, how they knew where these people would be at a certain time. I do not know, but it went down. This guy got a phone call and said, hey, go. So this guy starts tripping people and mugging people, blah, 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 blah. And he actually runs right past Rich and Lindsay. So Rich and Lindsay corner him, get the guy. And unfortunately, Rich and Lindsay never do finish their Christmas shopping at all. So their beloved spouses aren't getting much this year. But they do get the bad guy. And the bad guy, we later learn, did all of this on purpose. Well, duh. So he did this on purpose to get caught, because he was supposed to feed false information to the cops as a confidential informant, that they were going to rob this museum or rob this place or do this or do that. He gives several different false stories, and the cops do not know which one to believe, so they start farming out all their employees, giving them all a whole bunch of overtime during the Christmas season when they'd rather be home. So they're doing all that. And then Julian had given them some information. So they go to check out some of the information, and the superior, the boss, the boss of Julian, the guy that told Julian to do this purse snatching thing in the mall so he would purposely get caught by the cops so he could purposely lead them to this other gentleman. And then the cops go to see this gentleman, and it works out that the gentleman gets killed. So the head guy, it's his way of eliminating loose ends. So then they all feel guilty that the second guy got killed. And when the first guy finds out, Mr. Julian, you think he would get it in his thick head that maybe he should, when they let him out of jail, because they do eventually let him out of jail because his tips leaded kind of sort of positive or negative if you want to look at it, as Chris died, that maybe he should get out of town. But no! The idiot goes back to the boss for a secret meeting for more instructions. And do you know what happens? The guy gets killed. They shoot him. He's a loose end. He helped them get rid of loose end A. He also helped them provide distractions for the police, but his usefulness is done. He can identify them, that he knows stuff. He should have ran, but no, he gets killed. And apparently that's how the boss does it. He reels you in, promises you some money, and then when your usefulness is finished to him, he kills you. That's it. You can't identify him if he's dead. So then, Cindy, as boss, tells her, why don't you do this story on illegal immigrants and how they celebrate Christmas? You can promise them that you will not name any names. You will just, the type of, if they're Cuban or Italian or Mexican, how they are celebrating these Christmas at this time. And at first, Cindy thinks this is really depressing because these people have very, very, very little. So maybe she'll focus more on the traditions of these particular people, what goes on in their country of origin, something like that. And while she's sending out these feelers for a story about Christmas, she gets contacted by this lady who says that her husband's been in jail for over 2 years for something he didn't do. So Cindy decides, out of the goodness of her heart, she goes meets with this lady, and apparently this guy was asleep in his car when someone was shot down the block, and the people that did the crime said, oh, no, he did, the guy that's asleep in his car. So the police arrest this guy, and because he's an illegal immigrant, they just throw him in jail and leave him there. They did a GSR test, which came out negative. They could find absolutely zero evidence this guy actually committed the crime. But because he was there and because he was asleep in a car, he made a good patsy, and they put him in jail. And apparently his public defender, whoever it was, just left him there, never pursued it. So this guy's been sitting in jail, rotting for 2 years. No lawyer, no trial, nothing for 2 years. So Cindy looks into it and discovers that there was no GSR, there was no motive, there was no evidence at all against this gentleman, and yet he was in jail for 2 years because he was an easy patsy for the cops and he was an illegal immigrant. So Cindy goes to Yuki, our attorney, and she works with Yuki to get the guy released. And the judge apologizes to him, going, look, I'm sorry this happened to you. There was zero evidence against you. There was no GSR evidence. But just because of the situation, and I'm sure that goes, would you check my New Year's Eve video to see her identity? She always goes off at every bang, 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 bang. Oh, It's only 3. What are you getting all mushy about? So, now I lost my train of thought. So, I mean, he spent 2 years in jail because of just who he is. And I know that this goes on today, that in certain parts of the United States, just for being who you are, can get you in jail just because people were, hey, come here, come here, come here, come say hi, come here, come here. I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to be on camera. I hate being on camera. No, Mom, don't put me on camera. No, no. I don't want to be on camera. No. See? Yeah, but you'll come back over here, won't you? There she is, Miss America. So, I totally believe that it's your environment, it's your home environment. Every child is born 100% neutral. 100% neutral. And it's your parents and grandparents and friends that influence your beliefs. You could grow up 100% neutral, not getting along with all colors, all races, all ethnicities, all age groups. But if your parents feel a certain way, don't like this person just because of their color, their ethnicity, they're going to teach it to you and you're going to learn it. And that is so horrible. I absolutely think that is horrible. Just because a person is poor or, they don't dress correctly, you can't, don't judge a book by its cover. But that's how this society is. We're supposed to be a melting pot from all different countries around the world. And yet, the racism does exist. We got this Equal Employment Act, they're still doing. If companies can get around it, they'll get around it. If no one raises the red flag, then nothing's going to be done about it. And sometimes, as the case may be, a lot of people need the employment, and if they're so afraid that if they say something, that the employer will find a way to fire them, that they don't say anything. Maybe they're treated incorrectly, or maybe they're not given a raise, or something like that happens. But because they need the job and because they're in a sticky situation or whatever their personal circumstances are, they keep their mouth shut. They don't complain. They go to work every day and they just take it. They take the abuse or, whatever goes on there because they need the money that desperately. Maybe eventually they'll seek other employment in another place. Maybe their boss will not give them a good reference because of their situation, who knows. Or you're driving down the highway and you get arrested just because you're not white. I mean, this society is just, they're taught, because you would think after 200 years, certain things would be gone, but they're not. They're not gone. And I'm sorry I got onto this rant. But, and Jacoby is back working for a short period. He had retired because of that police officer's mess. So he had to he was the fall guy for all that investigation. But so we have, so the cops spend most of the books trying to figure out if they're going to hit a museum, if they're going to hit the San Francisco Mint, if they're going to hit this and that. And the tip comes from a kid, a cybernetic kid, and he actually leads them to the right conclusion. And then the owner of the business is a little on the crooked side, and he lies to the police about his location. And he ends up in a very precarious situation, and because he didn't tell the police XYZ. And I don't understand why he lied to the police like that. And his business ends up in big trouble. So who knows what's going on? And then, of course, Cindy with her case that she's working on with Yuki about that guy that was wrongly accused. And we also have to deal with Christmas. A couple of our couples are so busy with their jobs that they do not get Christmas trees. A couple of our couples are so busy with their jobs, the lack of presents. We are lucky though that Joe, Lindsay, and Julie spend Christmas Day together, or partially Christmas Day together. And what's that lady's name? Miss Rose. I'm sorry if I get it wrong. I forget what it is right off the top of my head. But she ends up having a little bit of a heart attack, so their babysitter ends up in the hospital a little bit. And then Joe gets a phone call from the past at the end. I won't reveal that, but that's a huge, big moment at the end of the book. So to find out what that was, check it out. 19th Christmas. Please like and subscribe. Also, please don't forget Flashback Mondays. Talk about romantic time book reviews. That magazine is still as valid today as it was 20 years ago. You can still find those authors, those books, find good stuff to read. Don't forget Star Trek Fridays and If Then Fridays. So please check that out. Thank you.